son and I. There we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, redheaded stepfamily and others. All right, we're all in there. We're just going to have a little fun trivia night. Although the last time I did a live stream, there was only a few people that popped into the chat to read the live stream, but I accumulated in a very short period of time, like a ridiculous amount of viewing hours. So that must include people who are scrolling through. That's my scroll simulation. Letting it get a little out of hand. 3 people in the chat, so we're going to have a little fun. I am 20 seconds. Well, actually, this is only the second time I've live streamed on YouTube, so I don't know how many seconds behind. To find out how many seconds we are behind, Brett S. Hey, dude, I just texted you to see how you're doing. I was going to ask you, I'm trying to figure out if you had the same thing that Panda has. Panda is really sick. It started with some ear popping, I believe, and that's what I'm experiencing now, and I heard a couple of YouTubers talking about it. So, and a little sore throat on this side right here. And Panda is really, really violently sick, and he'll be in the chat. Was just talking to him, but he is having, I think the best described as hallucinations. Bubba Morris in the house. All right, we're gonna have some fun, and now, you know what? The fun we're gonna have is because people who have no idea who I am are scrolling through. There's my simulation of scrolling through. Moonshine talking. Hey now. He says he can't probably say that with such enthusiasm in person because he's really sick right now. Why is there a camera button there? I've got these new little buttons down here at the bottom. So in this episode, we will be talking about the possibility of a meet and greet. I just found out that the company I work for has lost my records and says that I don't have 5 paid vacation weeks coming, that I've used up all my vacation time, and I have 7 weeks of vacation if I was being treated fairly. So I'm not sure if there was going to be a meet and greet in Columbus, Ohio, it would be canceled because I don't have vacation time. But if it happened here at my house on a weekend, with or without the vacation time, I really wanted this to happen in early July. If I don't have the 3 weeks off in July, then it would have to happen very soon, like in the next couple of weeks. Moonshine says, I need chapstick for his leather donut. If you have chapstick, please send in care of Moonshine Talking. You can send your chapstick, used or new, to me, and I will forward the chapstick to Moonshine Talking for his leather donut. And if you don't know what a leather donut is, you probably wiped it with paper today. All righty. So, just for fun, Marcus says, can you give us a 360, please? No, because I have several local politicians hanging by their feet, or trees in about 40 feet that way. But I will. Actually, the members have a full, we did a full tour of my 600 square feet. Maybe that's not in the member section anymore. I will be taking the by far the most amazing ghost video ever, 7 ghosts in 30 seconds, where you clearly see their appendages and see them walking in a museum that someone I know works in. And it went around, it was on security cam, and it went around the employees. And the cable TV shows that investigate ghosts, there's been there twice. So I have shared that with the members a few months back, and I think I'm going to make that public soon. Use prefer on the lipstick, the chapstick for Moonshine Talking, who is right now being affected by the DARPA flu. The DARPA flu will start out with ears popping, which I'm experiencing. I don't know if sore throat is a part of it. Moonshine Talking can say yes, it is in the chat if he wants, but I'm starting to get this side sore. And other people are talking about this ear popping. I think they're pushing it as the bird flu, but in fact, it is a man-made DARPA flu. A DARPA flu. Ladies and gentlemen, I take the Bible literally. You know that, if you know me. So when people who are really deep in the Bible say that, there's going to be UFOs, I say, well, didn't God say chariots of fire in the sky? I thought that was the quote, that chariots in the sky. So people think that's got to be UFOs, and maybe they're right. But I try to take everything literally, because once my infected brain tries to interpret words of God, that never works out for the best. So for fun, let's start out. Let's do a little true, false, or pass. Of course, you can't pass because oh yeah, you can pass. You can pass, all right? And I'm not going to keep score, but you guys can keep score. And for fun, for the people who are not a member of this channel or a subscriber of this channel, people who don't know the hella who I am, who are watching right now, it's us against you. It's us, the Redheaded Step Family, which you're welcome to join at any time by hitting the subscribe button, against you, the people who are not subscribed to this channel, which account for 90% of the people who are going to see this video or are scrolling through right now. Even though it says only 6 in the chat, I can assure you that there's probably 80 or 90 people who are flipping through YouTube Shorts right now who are coming across this video. So I am challenging you. If you're not, I don't care if you subscribe or not. I got the ones I love are here, and goodness happens in small numbers. And when you have, as I have had, a 69.1K size channel, you just get people. The other 65,000 are all people who hate you. Moonshine Talking says Flem is getting gun after ears popping. Oh, Gatling gun. Flem Gatling gun after ears popping, and then butt soup, in that order. I've had some close calls with some butt soup this week. Unexpectedly. Not unexpectedly where I have to go home from work and change. Hit that thumbs up button if you could find it. I think it's a little smiley face right there. All right, let's kick this off to you people. It's us, the Redheaded Step Family, which is what we call each other here on this channel, against you, the complete stranger who have no idea who we are. And we're not keeping score just for fun. Kentucky Fried Chicken is known as Ma Dang Lao in China. If you were in China and you went to Kentucky Fried Chicken, it would be called Ma Dang Lao. Ma Dang Lao in China. Is that true, false, or pass? Pass means if you don't get it wrong, nothing counts against you. A little story about Kentucky Fried Chicken. A friend of mine at church spent many years in China because he worked for a manufacturing plant. And this is a really good story. And he said that when people went through the drive-thru, now this was like 20 years ago, people go through the drive-thru at KFC, that they would go through the drive-thru, order their food, and then park their car and go inside and eat. Woo, that is weird. So the answer to Kentucky Fried Chicken is called Ma Dang Lao in China is false. Ma Dang Lao is the name of the McDonald's chain. Gotcha! Number 2, actor, producer, Charlie Chaplin heavily invested in purchase of gold. True, false, or pass? I think gold since 2010 has more than doubled in price. Very good investment. Share says true. Okay. Glock versus 1911. That's a good one. You know what? That'd be a good video to look up. Our KFC clothes got too expensive. Yeah, the KFC in my neighborhood is never has anyone in line. I can't see how they're open. But I am enjoying the Wendy's app. If you have not downloaded the Wendy's app, if you just keep it for like a month, it's like, get a Dave triple for $3. Okay, I'll download an app to get a $15 hamburger for $3, and the best hamburger in as far as major chains go, anyways. That there is. Hello, Joseph. Brett S. Colt 1911. I'll go with whatever Brett says. I've been to Brett's Hunting Shack. There are 2 birthday videos featuring me at Brett's Hunting Shack. Smooth says, do you think the M1 Garland is the gun that won World War II? I'm not going to try and answer that. I'll default back to Brett or Panda or anyone else who is into that. I also did, if you want to take the Bible challenge, the Paul Poe's father is a pastor, and he put out a 30-day Bible challenge where he reads important passages in the Bible to you over 30 days, one at a time, just a few minutes a day. Great way to start your morning, guaranteed. Actor. Okay, so the answer to actor, writer, producer Charlie Chaplin invested in the purchase of gold, and somebody already said true, is Charlie Chaplin was heavily invested in gold. True. Number 3, George Bush Sr. gave a... skip that. Okay. Singer Olivia Newton-John once filmed a music video featuring half-naked obese men. True, false, or pass? Olivia Newton-John. 1981 song. Physical. Oh, I gave away the answer, didn't I? Physical. You got it. Olivia Newton-John, 1981 song, Physical, told the story of 6 overweight men who get into shape but have no interest in her. And that's okay. That's okay. That is okay. All gay patriots are welcome here. Gay is okay. Anti-patriot, not okay. Not okay. So, with open arms, it's supposed to be open arms, but you can't. Open arms, we give the gay patriots a big hug, and you are welcome and loved here. But if you're not a patriot, if you are a socialist, communist, or haven't figured out what the current administration is doing in this country, you're not welcome here. But peace and love worldwide. Abbey Road was the name of the last studio album recorded by the Beatles. True, false, or pass? Cherie. Yep, ONJ has lost weight. Mountain Moonshine Talking says that information is incorrect, that Abbey Road was not the last one, and the answer is false. You are correct, sir. Abbey Road was the 11th out of 12 studio album recorded by the Beatles. The final album was Let It Be in 1970. I was going to ask one about Olympic biathlon competitors, but Moonshine Talking is actually the one who taught me that, and that's why it's in this survey. Here's a good one. Everybody's in on it, okay? Everybody's in on it. Get ready to hit your button, okay? It's a number. Okay, baby orangutans. So an adolescent orangutan, a child, whatever orangutan, stays with its mother for just give me the number. First answer is 3 years. Second answer is 6 years. Third answer is 9 years. So I want to see in the chat 3, 6, or 9. How many years does a baby orangutan stay with its mother? Moses says 6. Cherie says 6. Anybody? Come on, everybody, get your fingers going. Olivia Newton-John had a duet with Dolly Parton released after she died, and it's on YouTube. Okay, there's a lot. Brett S. Okay, there's a lot. Moonshine Talking says 13. The correct answer is actually 9. 9. 9 years, and they are the second longest primate, second only to us, to have their children for an extended period of years. I think gorilla is 6. So as the room fills up, we're going to be talking about the redheaded step family reunion, if it is happening, if it's not happening. I have been told that even though I have 7 weeks vacation and 5 more scheduled for the year, that I have no more vacation time. And they actually, they wrote a 7-sentence response, and every sentence had 2 problems with it that contradicted themselves. They're saying I was paid personal days the same week I was paid vacation days. They're saying week ending 4/24/24, I was paid out. That's a Wednesday. It's not a week ending. Week ending is the end of the week. All right. I'm trying to stay away from, I'm trying to keep it pop culture here. Singer-songwriter Willie Nelson is related to singer-songwriter Roger Nelson. Again, singer-songwriter Willie Nelson is blood related to singer-songwriter Roger Nelson. True, false, or pass? No jobs. Moonshine says they live in the basement for 4 years. He's talking about the orangutan. He's delusional. He's having dreams while he's awake, but he's still funny. Cherie says, I got one for you. A man with no arms is carrying a loaded firearm in his belt. Is he armed? No. Unless that extra appendage is very controllable. If his extra appendage is anything like an elephant trunk, he is in fact armed. So, what up, Red? Clay is in the house. All right, next. Clay is retired haberdasherist, and he is sitting here waiting for the festivities to start, and it's getting closer to November. 6 months to November for the festivities to begin, and if everything goes south, was it May 5th, the election? And then if everything goes, if there's any cheating, there's going to be some answers. So the answer to the last question is Roger Nelson is better known for his stage name, the artist formerly known as Prince. All right. Bubba Morris is in the house. So to recap, if there's going to be a redheaded step family reunion, it's either going to be really soon, like the first or second weekend in June, like 2 or 3 weeks from now, or it's going to be the 3rd week of July. Let's see, I have it right in front of me. I'm supposed to be off the week ending, so this is the last, so the week of like June 1st, and then the week of June 9th. So those are 2 consecutive weeks. And then the week of June 17th through the 20th or 21st, and then the week of July 13th through the 20th, July 20th through the 27th, and then the next week, which is the week, the first week in August. So those are the 5 weeks I'm scheduled to be off. And they're telling me that I've already used all my vacation time for the year, which would be freaking impossible. They also said I used my 100 hours of vacation, and I have 150 hours of vacation. uh, left, and at least. So, if possible, we would shoot for like the weekend of July 20th. If I get that vacation problem straightened out, that would be the optimal week, and that would be somewhere along the Lake Michigan, and the Wisconsin. Somewhere around Gurnee, Illinois, would be the family reunion, and the intention is that doesn't cost you anything to camp, and you have electricity available. And there is fishing, but if you're from out, you'll have to get a fishing license. But there is a lake within steps of where we are. Red goes to HR lady like John Candy did in School Principal. I hope a beaver gnaws that off your face. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about, I don't know if it's standing, but in Uncle Buck, you remember when she pulls up, well, a couple times in the movie, he goes to the school. The high school. And I used to have to do business at the high school as one of the places I would go to during the day. And I don't know if it's still there. It's nestled in a little neighborhood. I was thinking about actually, that's not a bad idea. It would take me a long time, like a couple weeks, to go hit all of the filming locations for John Candy. In the Chicago area. That would be fun. Clay B says, I didn't get anything delivered anymore. I hear they're letting the not so legals deliver stuff now. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that they were registered to vote when they started getting their benefits from our tax dollars. I don't want to get too deep into that. I do have a lot to talk about on our other platform, which I'm currently locked out of. I'll give you a hint. We'll probably talk about what is frontier justice. What is frontier justice? All right, let's do another question, Cleve. Let's see. I think I'm going to ride this pony as long as I can tonight, because the amount of hours that I accumulated from people who are not in the chat right now, but are watching it on YouTube as they scroll through. You know, you have to hit the go live or the join the live or something like that, or join the live chat. You have to hit that for it to count in the room, but you still get credit for everybody who's sitting outside of it. Let's play around here. I don't have the answer. Okay, what extreme sport was banned in Australia after former Miss Australia was injured? A, bungee jumping, B, paragliding, or C, bobbling? What extreme sport was banned in Australia after former Miss Australia was injured? Bungee jumping, paragliding, or bobbling? You're probably an A. He says A. He is correct. A is the answer. As soon as I see the first answer on the board, whether it's right or wrong, I'm going to answer any questions if I keep doing this. The famous quote, Stella, Stella, was quoted in what film? A, A Streetcar Named Desire. B, Rebel Without a Cause. Or C, West Side Story. The answer is A Streetcar Named Desire. You are correct again, Moonshine Talking. Not bad for a DARPA flu guy. And I looked up DARPA flu today. There's nothing on it except for, in video form, but you can't find. I actually read some three-letter agency, very interesting stuff today. Declassified, but probably shouldn't have been. What famous singer agreed to What famous singer agreed to father Melissa Etheridge's children? A, Neil Young. B, David Crosby. C, Meatloaf. And Moonshine Talking says, I'm in the spirit world. He is having, not delusions. What's the damn word I'm looking for? Okay, so my question was, what famous singer agreed to father Melissa Etheridge's children? And the answer is David Crosby. B, everybody, Cherie, you're kicking it. Cherie, were you one of the finalists that wasn't able to go live, and there was a problem with your live button? Or I think we figured out it was the Firefox, Google, one of those doesn't work. What pizza chain is featured in the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle film? A, Pizza Hut. B, Domino's. C, Little Caesars. Clay B says, you have been keeping this little profile. I wonder what happens to you. You know, I miss the old Monopoly board intro. Dude, okay, I'll run that. The next show opener will be the original Monopoly board. That was actually made for, boy, Clay, I mean, you're going way back, dude. You're going back to like 2017. That's the first time I played that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to put that at the beginning of the next video. You know what? I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Everybody asked me, where's that music from? In the Monopoly board opening? You guys remember a show named Barney Miller? You guys remember me getting so excited about the bass player? Her name is, oh geez, I'm so embarrassed. I can't remember her name. But the woman who played bass on Barney Miller and wrote that bass line, she also played the bass and wrote the bass line for Good Vibrations. And she was part of the, I forget the name of the Wrecking Crew. And Kay, her name is Kay, something Kay. Her last name is Kay, K-A-Y. This song is another one written by her, the theme song for the Monopoly board opening of the show. Hit that little smiley button down there. I think it's a thumbs up button. And a show spun off of Barney Miller called Fish. Remember, Fish and his wife ended up adopting like six, or they started homing foster kids, and then there was like 5 or 6 foster kids in the house. The show was called Fish. Show. And because of the way I edited it, YouTube never figured it out. So I never got a strike on that song. And that show only ran for like 1 season. So they probably didn't even bother keeping the copyright on that song. Clay B says, I've been watching you for at least 5 years and a lot of channels too. Dude, I appreciate you for making it. You should get an award for, we've been through 2 silver channels. The first channel I lost was to, when I first started getting real verbal about patriotism, and I got my channel broke into and hacked and pulled down with just shy of like 110 away from getting monetized. And at that point, I was just giving up on YouTube. And then I started up another one, and shortly thereafter, everything went to crap in the United States, and I put out a video that went viral, and that's where we went to 69.1. And then YouTube took down that video for things that are now legal to say that you can legally say on YouTube. And then we went through 14 more, and Clay B made it. So that's 16, 17 channels. Gina Blink! I remember the days of your channels getting shut down and keep trying to find you. I know, and you know what? I was trying to lose a lot of negative energy, so I was kind of like, I'll just make this easy enough for the people who really care to find it, or hopefully the people who care will just a month from now type Red Step Stacker into YouTube to see if I come up somewhere else. And so we did lose a lot of very beloved people through that time, but if they wanted to find me, it's hard to remember, like channels that I love disappear and I don't even notice it. I'm like, why the hell haven't they posted in a while? Let's see. All right. What country was the hula hoop invented in? A, Australia. B, the United States. C, New Zealand. Simply Scripture in the house? Oh, there he is. Yeah, my eyes are not getting... Actually, my face was over the letters. Simply Scripture is a pretty powerful channel right now. He only does YouTube shorts. He does 1 minute a Bible verse every morning, and he exposes things that he's finding in the sky. So while you're hearing a Bible verse, you're seeing on what's going above his head, which is often very weird. He also had a radiation moment where his camera was producing radiation. If I remember correctly, the radiation on the camera is the radiation that he saw with his eye. And it was at night. And if you go to Simply Scripture, I promise that you will see something you never saw before. And it was definitely something nefarious. Absolutely something nefarious. But because he does Bible verse and his voice is 2 octaves deeper than mine, and he sounds like that actor Sam something. Real deep voice, real deep with the southern accent. So anyway, I go through and I always, watch this and let him know I was there, and I throw an emoji in there in the comments. And then I hit the description, and some days the numbers are insane on his channel. Like the number of views he gets, I'm like, dude, like God is putting you everywhere. But he's very pleasant to listen to. He's got a great speaking voice. And the answer is, what country was the hula hoop invented in? Australia is the correct answer. In Brady Bunch episode called Ka-Choo, Jan Brady was suspected of being allergic to A, Alice's perfume, B, the pet dog, or C, polyester. In the Brady Bunch episode Ka-Choo, Jan Brady was suspected of being allergic to A, Alice's perfume, B, the pet dog, C, polyester, D, cocaine. The correct answer is B, the pet dog. And I'm sure she was allergic to, I think everybody's allergic to cocaine. I think everybody's allergic. Who was voted the sexiest man alive in 1985? Harrison Ford, Tom Cruise, or Mel Gibson? A, Harrison Ford, B, Tom Cruise, C, Mel Gibson, who was voted the sexiest man alive in 1985. Tina Blank is also allergic. Cherie says C. Mid-Century Mellows in the house says A. Moonshine Talking says C. The correct answer is Mel Gibson, C. And Clay B says, I think I got 3 or 4 of your channels now, counting this one. There are 3. One of them is The Last Messenger with my Bigfoot in the Moon t-shirt, which I designed. And I need to order another one because I haven't seen mine in months. And that's my second favorite t-shirt, maybe my first. My 2 favorite t-shirts that I ever made was the recreation, the I Love New York, but it says I love and has an AK-47. And then, or semi-automatic, just generically, I don't care which one. And then the other one is the black t-shirt with Bigfoot behind the moon. I've seen some very disturbing Bigfoot video recently. And if you guys like Bigfoot stories, if I ever shared a Bigfoot story with you and you've heard it, then you don't need, because this is the same one, but it's the interview about the guy who goes to the old lady's house and she's got baby adolescent 1-2-year-old Bigfoot in her house, two babies in her house. And it's very, very weird story. And I played it for someone who thought Bigfoot was just one animal, when it's thousands. It's just another species. And she was 100% convinced that the guy was absolutely telling the truth. It's the craziest story. Also includes 11-foot, 1,200-pound male with 5-foot shoulders. But I did see today Abominable Snowman, who is got to be 16 feet tall, with a person holding them by a strap off of their backpack and swinging them around, and then running towards the person with the camera, and then rolling down a hill. That is not AI. If that is AI, it costs $1 million to produce. But the human that's hanging from the backpack, the way their body is flailing is so disturbing because it looks so real. All right. Try to find a good one. All right. You know what? I think, did I read the answer to the last one? If I didn't, we're up the creek. Because I just shuffled all the papers. I'm sorry if I did. What pizza is featured in the Teenagers? Yeah, it is Domino's. Maybe that was the one I just read. What pizza chain is featured in the Teenage Mutant Turtles film? Domino's Pizza. Pizza Hut's my favorite out of the three. North Carolina considered ridding itself of pigeons by poisoning them with LSD. True, false, or you could pass. North Carolina considered ridding itself of pigeons by poisoning them with LSD. Could you imagine licking one of those pigeons after they're tainted with LSD? Just like the frog thing. The pigeons would be like the frog, I think. Clay says, I think I got 3 or 4. Okay. I'm missing some messages. Clay says, let's say, abominable. Yeah, I can't. It's like people who live in the deep clutches of Chicago say avalanche. If you go into the interior of the Chicago city limits, people all say avalanche, and I can't say abominable. Okay, North Carolina considered ridding itself of pigeons by poisoning them with LSD. It's true. A pest control company suggested the use of LSD to rid its capital of 4,000 pigeons. And if there's a little smiley button at the bottom corner of your screen, I think that's a thumbs up button. If I am incorrect, someone please feel free to let us know where the thumbs up button is. Okay. This is a statement, either true or false. Let's see the answers from before. True. The answer is true. The pest control company suggested LSD. There is no limit to the number of matches that one can use to start stoking a pipe in the World Championship Pipe Smoking Contest. True or false or pass? There is no limit to the number of matches that one can use to start stoking a pipe in the World Championship of Pipe Smoking contest. I have no idea how that contest would go. Buckshot would do it, says Cherie. And Mid-Century Mouse says, my F-250 was white, and I named it Bumble because it was big and white. Don't forget, Poke the Panda. Oh, yeah, and feel free to visit Moonshine Talking. He's been actually the last 3 videos, a video he put out about a week ago. Geez, I can't remember the subject, but I was sharing it. I probably shared it here. But either way, Moonshine Talking channel. He puts out very good information every few days. Okay, I remember we stumped somebody on this one. RoboCop took place in the city of New York. True or false? Oh, wait, the answer to the last one is false. The limit of matches that can be used is 2. If you're stoking a pipe in the World Championship Pipe Smoking Contest, you can only use 2 matches. The next question is, RoboCop took place in the city of New York. True, false, or pass? Mid-Century Mel says false. Mid-Century Mel is correct. It took place in Detroit. Destruction 89, what happened to the election? Oh, boy. I don't know. We can't get into that here. But we will get into it and some other stuff. We're going to explore what is frontier justice and will it need to be invoked after another round of mischievousness amongst our enemies. Wait, I had a good one there. The Ford Pinto was infamous for sudden acceleration. True, false, or pass? The Ford Pinto was infamous for sudden acceleration. True, false, or pass? Warrior says, for what's right, 333, go to your other channel, bro. I can't do it now, but I will do it. I might do it tonight. I was thinking about doing a late night over there. Oh, if I'm not locked out. They said I was locked out for a week. And sometimes their weeks are 10 days. So Clay B says that it is false that the Ford Pinto was infamous for sudden acceleration. He's correct. It was for catching on fire. First car, also white. Okay, the Ford, it's false. The Audi 5000 was infamous for sudden acceleration. The Ford Pinto was infamous for exploding when rear-ended. So everybody is correct. Let's see, Pinto drivers got too many women pregnant. Duh. They did. Them and the guys who were driving the Pacer and the Gremlin. Because the Ford Pinto was third. It was the cars you couldn't get laid in 1970. Today you could get laid in a Pacer or a Gremlin. Okay, because expectations are much lower than they were in 1970. Clayby says it was the exploding gas tank, and that was located in the rear end. Big bada boom. Yeah, so expectations much lower, but so the car to most likely be made fun of. It wasn't even the Volkswagen Bug by then. It was it was definitely probably the Pacer at the top, which is why I think that it's in that Mike Myers movie that was like Bill and Ted's, but not Bill and Ted's. Oh, Wayne's World. And then the Gremlin, which I always thought was a really super cool car. In my neighborhood, somebody won a Gremlin that had the cool cigarettes logo all over it in the hood, and the mountain stream with the waterfall. Yeah. So I looked at a gremlin every day, and I thought it was the coolest damn thing ever. And I always thought that I liked the back end, but what if they extended that so you could like get it into a sleeper? Wouldn't that be nice? If you so that would be like the limousine version of the Gremlin. If you just because that back hatch was like on this angle, and if you just move that back and open up the space enough to get a couple sleeping bags in there, ooh, that would have been fun. Why does this Jesse Jackson one keep popping up? I don't want to do any Jesse Jackson. Here's a good one. How many women were chosen out of 35 new astronauts hired by NASA in 1978? So 35 women who were astronauts were interviewed. How many of those 35 women were hired by NASA in 1978? 6, 1, or none. The options are 6, 1, or none. 0. The correct answer is actually 6. So I guess they would be like, what do? They do like there's a lot of race car drivers that work for NASCAR teams that never get on the track, but they just spend their days driving cars that are going to be used in the next week or two that they're working on around the track while they do tests on the cars and read computer readouts of what's going on in the car while these unknown drivers are driving. I'm guessing that's what the girls did. So that I'm guessing that these women would go into underwater tanks and test new equipment. I'm sure there's a lot of astronaut jobs like that where you never actually go into outer space, but you're instead of taking up the time of the high-ranking astronauts who are going on the next shuttle mission, you guys do all the testing for equipment that they're about to use. I'm guessing. In 1978 Moonshine, women were allowed to drive cars, but ironically enough, Black American men were given the right to vote, I think 7 or 9 years before any woman of any nationality. And people don't ever talk about that. So Red Step Stacker is the other good channel. I don't see anything posted in a month on it. Hit the live button because most of what I do is live, and they don't put that. I guess I can configure it for my newest videos to show up on my homepage. But if you hit the live button, almost everything is live, and you'll see something. Well, actually, the last video I put up got taken down, but it is on Rumble, and all it is Hillary Clinton giving a 15-minute speech on her version of the Gate Pizza switch the words back situation, and that's it. That put to evidence and emails, basically all of the emails in that certain man's computer that were let out on the screen while you're listening to Hillary talk. And that video was taken down while Brett S was in the middle of watching it. So I uploaded it to Rumble. And you know what? Rumble loads like that now. If I try and load something on YouTube, it could take 2 hours. If I try to upload anything over 20 minutes, hour and a half, 2 hours. Clayby says, to make a long story short, I think I got all your channels. Yes, if you have a channel called the Third Channel, there's only 3. I took everything down. I know the social credit score thing's coming. And I'd like to stay under the wire until frontier justice makes its way through America. And then at that point, it's, all or nothing. So if I could live comfortably until a revolution takes place. See, the government wants you to think it's going to be a civil war, and that's when people hurt each other, and there's no reason to do that, because just because they vote for stupid people doesn't mean they're the problem. It's the people they vote for is the problem, and that actually translates as a revolution, because citizens don't get hurt. Only treasonous, tyrannical, power-hungry POSs get hurt historically in those situations. So, assuming one of those situations would take place, I removed all my channels, and I'm keeping it low key till the shit hits the fan. Although I do feel very inspired to fuel the fire, that's for sure. The Earth is flat. The Earth is flat. That is true. Also, I was talking earlier about how I keep the Bible literal, and that I don't think that I am smart enough to read anything into the Bible, including the Bible's interpretations of UFOs, or people's interpretations of what the Bible says about UFOs, chariots of fire in the sky. I'm just calling those chariots of fire in the sky. But what the one thing the Bible does say is that Satan is here on earth with us, and he's the king and the ruler. And I literally believe that that's 100% true. I literally believe that Satan's hell is not a fiery pit on earth, but actually it is a frozen tundra on earth. And I do believe that is Antarctica. I'm 100% sure that's Antarctica. Buzz Aldrin spoke about Satan's, not castle, Satan's, another word for castle, that he saw in Antarctica. And Buzz Aldrin had a lot of problems with being told to lie and keeping those lies, and he spit out most of the information that he knew. When he died, he just didn't give us enough information to understand what he was telling us. But I do strongly believe that Satan literally is here on earth with us, that he is literally, at this time, the king of this earth. And I do believe that we literally have to fight the minions that have dominion over us because of it. And bad things happen when good men do nothing. Mid-Century Mouse says he was given dominion over the earth when Adam ate the fruit. And he is here, and he is alive and well. Satan is not a spirit. Satan is a being that is here on earth with us. Absolutely. As a physical being. It may have spiritual powers. It doesn't have any power over me. The only power Satan has over others is the power that Satan gives them. And that's why he's got to trick everybody. So he is physical. He may be spiritual also. I don't know. But I am 100% sure that Satan is here. He is in Antarctica. His hell is a frozen tundra. Maybe there's a spiritual, I'm sure, a spiritual version of that is fiery. I don't know. I know hell's a bad place. I know there's a lot of people that are causing us a lot of problems that will be doing it, going there. And I think this is the misconception, is that these people who are doing evil things to us right now, and I don't want to get, I think this is good stuff to share, is that the Jamie Raskins of the world think that they'll be rewarded by Satan. But what they don't understand is they are evolving themselves into a more valuable asset to demons, in the sense of the cat and mouse game. It's not very fun for a cat to chase and kill a 1-week-old mouse. It is, however, very fun for a cat to chase down a 2-pound rat. So as these treasonous traitor politicians evolve into these larger evil beings, human beings, all they're doing is producing more food, fun, and entertainment for the demons. Hitler is the most fun mouse to play with in the Satan cat world, if you understand that. Like if a demon gets a day with Satan to psychologically um, basically what hell is a psychological prison that you're constantly um, experiencing hell-like conditions. Like you're in a here's real generic. You're in a beautiful field and all the trees turn into snakes and chase you, shit like that. The psychological terror that is thrust upon Satan is a lot more fun than the psychological terror that is thrust upon a 15-year-old who killed somebody in a drinking driving accident. Okay, you have a little bit of accidental evil versus a man who planned out the destruction of the world. If you were a demon, which mouse do you want to play with? So, as Jamie Raskin and people like him, who I believe are fully invested into the Satanic Church, and they use the plight of the disadvantaged to push their agenda and to steal and siphon money. The reason why Democrats are so for the good of the public is because the money that we just gave $2 trillion to the homeless. Well, that $2 trillion goes to their friend who has a sandwich company who provides sandwiches at peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at $20 each to the homeless shelter. That's how the game works. The only reason why a Democrat wants to help a black person is because they got a friend who owns a company, or they themselves own a company that is going to provide a service at an extremely high rate of money to those poor people who never get their problems fixed. That's how the game works. So if you're a Democrat like myself and you're just figuring out that they're not there to help you, they're just using your concerns and your fear of others having a bad life against you by saying, oh, we know you care about global warming, so we're going to start this new eco tax that, like in Canada, it's been around for 2 years and it's doubled in 2 years. The tax that they're paying for their carbon credits has doubled. It started 2 years ago, and this year they almost doubled it. It went up like 80%. And the way they brought it to the Canadians was, you guys, every Canadian gets a kickback, depending, I guess, on what part of the 7 districts of Canada. It's different amounts of money, but say in your district there's and nobody gets 1,000. It's like $750, $500, $250. So say you got $1,000 cash check that you receive back from the Canadian government every year. What they say is, well, your Canadian tax rebate check is $1,000, and this new tax is only going to cost you $500. So you're still keeping $500. So this year, the Canadians get to keep $200 of the $1,000 check. The other $800 goes back to fix the environment. But so far, Mother Nature has not received one installment payment from the Canadian government. Mother Nature, she don't get none of it. You know, I mean, that's a pimp. You're pimping out a prostitute. The prostitute's been working all day, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't got paid once. The pimp's keeping the money. Nature is the prostitute. The Canadian government is the pimp. The Canadian government's not paying the prostitute. The pimp is not paying the prostitute, ladies and gentlemen. That is how Democrats work. That is exactly, and there's nothing against you personally as Democrat, because I'm one. I love Kennedy. He's my man. He's my hero. But at some point, you got to say, my Democratic Party abandoned me. I didn't abandon them. They abandoned me for communism. So I'm standing here alone with nobody to vote for. And once you get it, then you get it. And I'm preaching to the choir. I'm sorry. Mid-Century Mel says Satan is not the ruler of hell, only the earth. The fire pit is where he will go when Jesus rules over the new earth. for 1,000 years. And Jesus, Lord, please, please. Every morning I pray the same thing. Why say it here? Dear Lord, please end this immediately. Immediately. Please end this craziness immediately. Just because 9 out of 10 of our relatives are morons and can't see the truth, the writing on the wall. They want to live in this America that ended when Obama showed up, who I voted for. But yes, he was a communist. He was a CIA asset. He did have gay sex in a hotel that I featured on this channel in Gurnee, Illinois. And a man has admitted to everything, including smoking crack with, well, the gay man said he was doing cocaine, but he was allergic. Like Panda, Clay says, I saw today costing over $60,000 per year, not so legal to feed them in San Francisco. Oh, for feeding people. I heard about that. They're fining people for feeding people, keeping them in 5-star hotel. Oh, I thought you were talking about Americans, the homeless Americans that you get fined for feeding. $60,000 for every not so legal to feed them in San Francisco. Exactly. The exorbitant fees. It's like $1,200 per person in food, right? A day. And they're buying the same hotel food that we've all bought. They're ordering the same hamburger off the hotel menu that we bought, but that hamburger is $300. It's like $250 or $300 per meal because that money's all getting kicked back. Pritzker opened a brand new, when the COVID thing happened in Gibby State, the governor he owned all of the testing facilities, all the remote testing facilities. And then we later found out that if you came in and got a free COVID test, that whoever owned that facility would get paid a couple $100. It was $250, I think, $60,000 per year on meals. And for me alone, I can easily do $3,000 a year for meals. Even less, $2,500 just for me. Money isn't real. That's true. Money is not real. But nothing is real. We print money and loan, yeah. But as long as everybody believes that the money is real, it's real. It's real to enough people to make it valuable, at least. That's true. We got 7 thumbs up and 14 in the house. All right, so it was 6 women that were invited. Ooh, here's my funnest question. All right, anybody over 50, if you don't get this, you should be ashamed of yourself. What type of container did Karnak the Magnificent keep the answers hermetically sealed in? Johnny Carson's Karnak the Magnificent kept answers hermetically sealed where? Oh, well, we know it was on a porch. But what container was used? A, a milk jug, B, a honey pot, or C, a mayonnaise jar? I saw today costing, I'm reading the same one twice. Keep it going, Red, keep it going. Okay, the final answer was in an envelope, but the envelope was kept inside a container, and that container was either A, a milk jug, B, a honey pot, or C, a mayonnaise jar on Mrs. Fields' porch or something like that. I can't remember whose porch it was, but it was somebody's porch. And Clay B says mayonnaise jar. He is correct with mayonnaise jar. Oh, here's a fun one. What comedy act teamed up for the last time in 1951 film called Love Happy? What comedy act teamed up? I should have had a comma. What comedy act teamed up for the last time in the 1951 film Love Happy? A, Marx Brothers. B, Abbott Costello. C, Laurel and Hardy. And the mayonnaise jar CC is coming in from Cherie and Jeremy. Welcome, Jeremy. George and Gracie. What comedy act teamed up for the last time in 1951 film Love Happy? And she answered before I gave the three choices. Marx Brothers, A, Marx Brothers, B, Abbott Costello, and C, Laurel and Hardy. He started the remote viewing for Monroe Institute. You know, actually, Moonshine Hawkins shared an interesting video. I went down a rabbit hole all day today. The rabbit hole was about Valnek Thor Valnek, about that alien that supposedly spent 3 years in the Pentagon's basement, or was it the Alamo? He started the remote viewing in Monroe Institute. Sherry says his own on fire. And Marx Brothers is the correct answer. What comedy teamed up for the last time in 1951 film Love Happy? I should be checking this off with a pen so I could use these again and not repeat the same ones next time. How many Oscars did the Beatles film win A Hard Day's Night? How many Oscars did the Beatles film A Hard Day's Night win? Question mark. 2. A is 2. B is none. C is 3. How many Oscars did the Beatles film A Hard Day's Night win? A, 2. B, none. C, 3. Oh, a reminder to all members, please lower your membership. Everybody's lowering their membership like within the same month. So if you don't get your tags back, you'll get them back in the next 18 months. And you'll be back up to the second one in maybe it's 12 months. But there's in the same place that you cancel your membership, there's got to be a place to lower your membership. So I tried watching. There's videos on everything on YouTube, but how to cancel your membership or lower your membership. I've tried so hard, and if I can get everybody into a lower bracket and send me less money while we're kind of in this hiatus state, $1.99 is fine. Please, I'm trying to add 99-cent memberships. You want to keep it, buy me a gallon of gas, keep it at $4.99, $9.99. Anything above $9.99, I'm wiping them all out. The $100 category people, they got to come down. The $50 category people, you got to come down. There are people on this channel that donate that much money every month to this channel. I have not been doing my due diligence job. Things in my life has been stirred up. It has interrupted what is going on here. I would love to find somewhere to go tomorrow and do an adventure. I'm trying to get into a castle. I keep saying that. I know I am definitely going to a drag strip in a week or two. And maybe a road rally course race. I don't know. There are things coming up. I missed 2 years by 12 days. I'm sorry to hear that, Brett. But we all know that you guys have been around. I mean, the people that matter all know each other, so it kind of doesn't matter. And the little icons, it's just a YouTube idea. But I'd really like everybody. I'm not in the position that I was in a couple months ago. I've been blessed, and I don't want the people who have blessed me, I don't want to take their resources up, basically. How many Oscars did the Beatles film A Hard Day's Night win? Is the answer A, 2, B, none, C, 3. People have said Marx Brothers was correct. Okay, if you're answering C, the correct answer, I don't know if those answers are from this one or the last one. Oh, that's probably the last one because Marx Brothers was C. The Beatles won 2 Oscars for the film A Hard Day's Night. That's kind of a dumb one. I missed 2 years by 12 days. That's heartbreaking. Let's see. Okay, let's end on this one. What was the last word said by Napoleon before his death? Let's see what time it is. Josephine, A, Josephine, B, victory, or C, toilet. What was the last word said by Napoleon before his death? A, Josephine, B, victory, or C, toilet? Oh no, we're going to do a James Dean one after this. Cherise says, I got one for you. If you choke all of the air out of a Smurf, what color does it turn? That's okay. The last thing he actually said was Josephine, a Josephine. But thank you. Yeah, I think I was running out of ideas, and I just put toilet in there that day. I think I remember that day. I like Cherie's question. That is excellent. uh, okay, we're gonna do two more because I got two good ones here. Next one is James Dean. What type of ticket did James Dean receive the day of he died? A plane ticket, a speeding ticket, or a ticket to Disneyland? Yeah, I know. I just don't have the answer to Cherie's question. I don't think anybody does. We got to choke the air out of a Smurf to find out. What ticket did James Dean receive the day he died? A plane ticket, B, a speeding ticket, 2, a Disneyland, or 3, a Disneyland ticket. A, B, and C. And Cherie is correct with a speeding ticket. What actress declined the role to played by Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman? A, Meg Ryan, B, Demi Moore, C, Molly Ringwald. What actress declined the role played by Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman? A, Meg Ryan, B, Demi Moore, C, Molly Ringwald. Brett S. is also correct with B. Mid-Century Mel says C. Mid-Century Mel is correct with C. Molly Ringwald turned down the role. She really should have took that role. Clay B says, I bet you wished he would have had declined that plane ticket. My retina's detaching. Molly Ringwald. Looking close at it. I get the shadow popping up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here this evening. As soon as I am able to go, at least not tonight. I'm not going to get all wound up tonight, but if in the next 24 hours I'm allowed to broadcast on the other platform, that will happen. We're going to talk. I think I'll get a lot deeper into. We really got to get behind the big picture because we're so worried about the lesion on our lip that we're scratching it off, and we're not taking care of the reason it's there. We're not putting the cold sore medicine on it. We're just trying to remove it. So let's talk more about the disease opposed to the effect of the disease. I would like to say that I am so very, very, very concerned. My biggest concern in what's going on in the world today is that the people that the Lord gave us to share information with us are very excited about the dark side being exposed. We got them now. Oh, we know everything about Elvin. Oh, Elvin Bragg talked to the White House. Oh, Will did this. Oh, Joe Biden, his daughter's diary. They don't care if you know, because they know nothing's going to happen. Exposing the truth in the world we live in today, in the new America, doesn't fix the problem. It doesn't matter all the evidence in the world. We could have all the evidence in the world that one of the current treasonous traitor leaders has buying. We could have a movie of Adam Schiff doing really bad things to hundreds and thousands of children on film. and he will never spend a day in jail. It doesn't matter if you know, because there's no one left to enforce the laws that we are accustomed to people being held responsible for. So it's very concerning that I almost believe that any YouTuber who is boasting about exposing the deep state is themselves the deep state, because they haven't figured out it doesn't matter to them. We know, because no one's going to do anything about it. That's what's heaviest on my heart, no matter what's going on, because every day 10 years worth of damage gets done to this country. And it's like it is exactly like being naked and taking a baseball bat to a beehive, a killer beehive, a big one, like a 4-foot beehive, hornet's nest. And you're just beating the hornet's nest naked. You're naked, beating it with a bat. That's exactly what's going on in the news cycle. Well, not even the news cycle, because the news cycle won't happen. But here on this earth today, that is being controlled and run by a physical Satan, by a physical being named Satan. It doesn't matter. They don't care. What are you going to do about it? Play B, you're going to get the last word with. We're all on the multiple list. On multiple lists just for being here tonight. Yes. And more so on the other channel. Well, okay, we are already in multiple lists. I'm sure of it. Yes. Which is why I just want to make it through the digital. I mean, I'm not taking no mark on my forehead or on my right hand. But for a few years, it's just going to be social credit score. And once they impose the social credit score, like it's over. Like taking care of this situation November 3 years ago, it would have been very easy. Now it's just a big bloody mess. There's too many hornets. You can't get them all. You know, before you hit the hornet's nest with the baseball bat, that's when we should have took care of the problem, but we didn't. And people get excited for exposure, and they think that's victory. It's not victory in the new America. In the old America, exposing that Joe Biden's daughter wrote that he did very bad things to her in the diary, that in the old America would matter. But in the new America, the news hasn't even reported it yet. We've known about it for 4 or 5 years, right? Peace and love worldwide. Live your life before your life lives you. Keep on smiling. And don't, it's better to die than live without freedom. Later, y'all. If I can figure out how this ends. Bubba says it's all on God's timeline. Yeah. Every day, Bubba, I am praying that, and I say, God, I know that what I want and what you want are two different things. You know, to us, death is a bad thing. If you're on God's side of the coin, it's try and find one dead person that lives amongst the Lord that wants to come back here. No, they think we're crazy. You're that scared to die? Boy, oh boy, you're in for a surprise. Let's see, Clayby said we're multiple, well, Clay, we're already, yeah, okay. Am I caught up? America first. Yeah. Amen. Canada second. Mexico second and a half. How do you end? Oh, this little square up here. Later, y'all. I love you, family. And remember, the camp out is either going to happen in 2 or 3 weeks, in 3 weeks, but I'm really shooting for like the first week of July. Everybody's welcome.